Africa, rich in critical resources, is fast becoming the Gulf's next big investment destination. After Saudi Arabia and the UAE, now Qatar has stepped in with one of the biggest investment announcements yet. Qatar has...
Can you imagine a single announcement that could help accelerate factories, farms, refineries, and entire supply chains across Africa all at once? A new wave of capital is moving toward the continent, and this time it isn't just about extracting raw materials. It's about building, processing, and creating value at home. Qatar has unveiled a sweeping $103 billion investment package across 6 African countries, signaling a powerful message to the world. Africa is not just the source. Africa is the marketplace, the workshop, and the future. Before we go deeper, please like this video so that YouTube recommends it to more people who love authentic, uplifting African development stories. Your simple like helps this message travel further and inspires more viewers across the continent and the diaspora. This investment package lands at a crucial moment when global industries are racing to secure the minerals and materials that will power the next century: copper and cobalt for electric vehicles, lithium for batteries, gas and renewables for energy transitions, and agricultural outputs for resilient food systems. For decades, many African economies have exported raw commodities and watched others capture the higher profits from processing and finishing. What makes this announcement different is the explicit emphasis on industrialization, diversification, and value addition inside Africa. That is a game changer for jobs, technology transfer, and the growth of local small and medium-sized businesses that plug into new value chains. The Democratic Republic of Congo is set to receive the largest share, $21 billion. In a country long known for the scale of its mineral resources, this package stretches far beyond the mine site. If structured well, it can support processing hubs for copper and cobalt, battery precursor manufacturing, and logistics corridors that link production zones to energy, water, and transport. The plan touches hydrocarbons, agriculture, and a dozen additional sectors, creating space for agribusiness clusters that turn crops into finished products, edible oils, packaged foods, and inputs for regional markets. Picture industrial parks where Congolese engineers, technicians, and entrepreneurs collaborate with global partners to refine metals, fabricate components, and ship high-value goods made in the DRC to customers worldwide. Mozambique is poised to receive $20 billion, with a focus on agriculture and energy. That combination is strategic. Energy unlocks productivity. Agriculture turns that productivity into livelihoods. Imagine modern irrigation transforming dry seasons into growing seasons, cold chain systems preserving harvests from farm to market, and processing plants turning cashews, sugar, or grains into premium exports. On the energy front, investment can support diversified sources, natural gas where appropriate, plus renewables that stabilize rural electricity access. With power in place, textile workshops, food processing lines, and digital services can flourish. Ports and railways then become arteries of inclusion, carrying Mozambican products to southern African neighbors and beyond. Zambia's $19 billion allocation arrives at a time when the world needs more copper for the clean energy transition. While the package includes oil and gas alongside 11 other sectors, the biggest prize could be building a complete copper value chain at home. Smelting, refining, and manufacturing semi-finished goods like cables, windings, and components for solar and EV infrastructure. Imagine Lusaka and the Copper Belt, dotted with training centers where young Zambians learn mechatronics, metallurgy, and industrial automation, then step directly into well-paid roles in processing plants and advanced workshops. With improved energy reliability and transport connectivity, Zambian SMEs can become suppliers of parts, packaging, and services to large anchor projects, spreading the benefits across communities. Zimbabwe, also targeted with $19 billion, has the ingredients to turn minerals into momentum. This is a country rich in lithium, platinum group metals, and skilled human capital. The opportunity here is to move decisively beyond raw ore exports into beneficiation. Battery-grade lithium chemicals, cathode materials, and specialized alloys. That kind of leap requires power, water, lab capacity, and a strong environmental framework. But once it's in motion, it can birth entire ecosystems. Chemical engineers working with safety and quality teams, logistics firms moving high-value goods, and tech startups building software to manage production lines and traceability. Add to that diversified manufacturing, everything from fertilizers to household goods, and Zimbabwe can pivot toward a more balanced, resilient economy. Botswana's $12 billion package spans infrastructure, diamond processing, tourism, cybersecurity, and defense. That is a smart blend of hard and soft power. Better roads, bridges, and digital networks strengthen the physical backbone of commerce. Expanded diamond processing and jewelry manufacturing keep more value within the country, nurturing design studios, polishing labs, and export brands labeled Made in Botswana. Tourism, when linked with conservation, creates jobs in lodges, guiding, transport, and craft industries while protecting natural heritage. Cybersecurity and defense investments, done responsibly, can help secure financial systems, critical infrastructure, and the digital economy that entrepreneurs rely on. Together, these pieces set the stage for a knowledge-rich, high-skill future. Burundi, with a $12 billion focus on energy, farming, and infrastructure, stands to convert ambition into access. Rural electrification brings evening light to classrooms and power to clinics. Farm investments, from improved seeds to milling and packaging, lift incomes and stabilize food security. Roads and feeder routes connect producers to markets, while storage and processing reduce losses and raise quality. When these fundamentals improve, everything else becomes easier. Digital payment adoption, micro-enterprise growth, and community-level industry such as brickmaking, carpentry, and food processing that turns villages into vibrant local economies. Zoom out, and a larger picture emerges. Capital from the Gulf is flowing into African energy and minerals at a pace not seen before, complementing long-standing relationships with partners across Asia, Europe, and the Americas. Different players bring different strengths. Some specialize in large-scale infrastructure, others in trade facilitation, logistics, or industrial finance. Qatar's approach blends energy finance with diplomatic outreach and conflict mediation, an approach that, when aligned with African priorities, can help stabilize regions and unlock projects that require cross-border cooperation. For Africa's leaders, entrepreneurs, and citizens, the goal is clear. Secure partnerships that prioritize local value addition, skills transfer, environmental stewardship, and transparent governance. This is a great moment to pause and appreciate our community. To all Voice of Africa members and subscribers, thank you. Your loyalty is the engine behind content like this, research-driven, hopeful, and centered on real solutions. If you find value in our work and want to help us shine a light on more positive transformation across the continent, consider supporting the channel with a super thanks. Your contribution directly supports production, translation, on-the-ground fact checks, and the tools we use to bring you quality storytelling. Every bit of support keeps independent Pan-African media strong and sustainable. What could this $103 billion wave mean in daily life? Think of a farmer who once sold raw maize at a volatile price, now supplying a nearby processing plant that produces fortified flour for regional markets. Think of a graduate who used to dream of emigrating, now joining a battery materials lab in Lusaka or a jewelry design atelier in Gaborone. Consider the mechanic trained in diesel engines who upskills into electric motor maintenance for factory automation, or the accountant who learns ESG reporting and helps local companies meet global standards. When investment triggers real industrial ecosystems, it doesn't just create jobs, it builds careers, strengthens institutions, and stirs pride. Of course, scale brings responsibility. The best outcomes happen when contracts are transparent, communities are consulted, and environmental safeguards are non-negotiable. Clean water, safe waste management, and biodiversity protection must sit beside productivity targets and profit margins. Local content rules should be paired with real training budgets and apprenticeship pathways, so African talent grows into leadership on the shop floor and in the boardroom. Financing should favor projects that diversify economies instead of deepening dependence on a single commodity. If these principles guide execution, the ripple effects can last for generations. Another key to success is connectivity, physical and digital. Ports and railways reduce time and cost for exporters. Highways link rural suppliers to urban processors. Fiber optic networks allow logistics platforms, e-invoicing, and real-time quality control. Add mobile money and fintech, and even smallholder farmers can transact with processing plants, access inventory financing, and build credit histories. With the right policies, local banks and venture funds can co-invest alongside global partners, ensuring that African capital has a stake in African growth. Universities and technical colleges can align curricula with new industries, so graduates step into skilled roles from day one. There is also a cultural dividend when manufacturing takes root. Cities gain creative districts where artisans collaborate with engineers, turning heritage motifs into export-ready products. Jewelry, textiles, furniture. Tourism benefits as destinations add new experiences. Factory tours showcasing ethical production, culinary routes featuring locally processed foods, and cultural festivals supported by thriving local economies. Media and content creators, channels like Voice of Africa, find more stories of innovation to tell. New brands, new leaders, and new community victories. Let's be clear. Investment alone is not a miracle cure. Execution matters. Projects must move from press release to groundbreaking to on-time commissioning. Power plants must deliver reliable electricity, not just promises. Industrial parks must be filled with tenants that create decent jobs, not empty warehouses. Governments, investors, and communities share the responsibility to measure progress and course-correct quickly. But the opportunity is real, and the timing is right. As global supply chains reorganize, Africa can position itself not at the edge, but at the center, supplying finished goods, advanced materials, clean energy solutions, and high-quality agricultural products with traceable ethical standards. If you've watched this far, you are part of that transformation. Your attention, your shares, your comments. That's how narratives change and momentum builds. Like this video if you haven't already, so more people see Africa with fresh eyes, as a continent of builders, doers, and innovators. And to our members and supporters using Super Thanks, know that you are co-producers of this work. You help us maintain editorial independence and the capacity to report on progress with depth and accuracy. In the months ahead, we'll follow how these funds translate into real projects in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Mozambique, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Burundi. We'll look for the factories that turn ore into chemicals and components, the farms that feed processing plants, the training centers where young technologists master new skills, and the communities where infrastructure upgrades are improving daily life. We'll highlight success stories, analyze lessons learned, and amplify the voices of Africans building solutions from within. Africa's future is not written by others. It is written by Africans, entrepreneurs who see opportunity where others see risk, workers who take pride in craft, policymakers who design smart frameworks, and communities that insist on fairness and environmental care. Investment is the spark, but the engine is local ingenuity. If this $103 billion wave is guided by vision and discipline, It can accelerate a new era where the world doesn't just look to Africa for resources. It looks to Africa for results. Thank you for watching Voice of Africa. Subscribe if you're new. Ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next report. Drop a comment with the project you're most excited about, and if you're able, tap Super Thanks to support more original Pan-African storytelling. Together, we move.